Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Vinyl. Episode 17 of Let's Talk Vinyl. Probably the most organized show of all the shows I do, because I have a million of them. But you know what? We're here. We're excited. And I'm going to tell you something. No bullshit, Trey. I'm so excited. I've already cursed within less than 3 minutes of the show. I look forward to every month knowing that, like, hey, I'm going to sit and be educated on wine with Trey Bush. I'm going to talk to a good friend of mine. And it's always something, it gives me something to look forward to every month. Not that I don't have anything else to look forward to, but it is exciting time for me. So cheers to 17 episodes.
I feel the same way, that's for sure.
Hey, we can go see an R-rated movie now.
What's that?
We can go see an R-rated movie now with 17.
Oh, Jesus. Lost in translation. I got it. I love it.
I
know we were catching up a little bit beforehand, but good grief, you've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm glad we haven't missed a month, by the way.
No,
You know what I mean?
In October, so in September you were busy, and we did doubled up. No, I'm sorry, in August you were busy. We doubled up in September.
That's right.
But other than that, no, we've been pretty consistent. And actually, it's funny. I've had a numerous amount of people reach out to me, about 13, that never watched the show before, only listened to the podcast, and wanted us to list every song and wine that we drink and put it up on the website so they can follow along. So we're actually updating the Touring Fan Live right now. The whole website's getting reconstructed on the back end. And we're going to have a page dedicated directly to Let's Talk Vinyl about the music, the episode, a direct link to every episode, the wine we're drinking, a link if you can purchase the wine, updated so you can get everything. And that'll be within the next 30 days, you'll be able to have that. So by the next show, wherever the hell we're going to be doing that from, because this studio is getting torn down on Wednesday of next week. It'll be interesting for sure.
Down?
Well, the house goes on the market next Saturday.
That's right.
So we're putting white board around the whole damn room, and we're going to be I've been constructing a basically mobile studio. I have 6 different wineries that are allowing me to be there, and some breweries and some things. So I'm working out scheduling to basically do the show from those locations.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
For a few more months.
Yeah, we're hoping to settle in a house soon. We looked at a house. We actually found a house today we kind of like. It's just a matter of finding the right price. But yeah, no, the goal is, we're looking to close on a house shortly after we close on this house so that I can get a contractor out there, and I'm actually going to build. The studio we're looking at is going to be in a space. I can't have a space less than 18 by 20 because we are going to be building a stage inside of there. We're building an actual different desk. It's going to be completely professionally done with the idea of the next stage of Touring Fan Live and some other things we're doing.
Hosting some live music right there in the studio.
Yeah, well, listen, being 15 minutes from Kansas City, and also the area we're looking at is right off a major highway that all artists travel through to get to where they need to be, and being 10 minutes from the airport, we are already in communication with some bands in August of nothing nationally known, but pretty big, coming through that have the ability to come in, play, and we just finalized a deal with a company that is going to be... what's the word I'm looking for? They are taking any music that we record and they're going to digitize it in a way that is like produced, that we're going to be basically putting it on iTunes under the Touring Fan Live. So all of the performances from Shorestock with all those artists, those are going to be on iTunes in about, I think, 3 weeks. We're just finalizing some things with iTunes and Spotify. Oh. So all artists that perform on our show, and as long as we get written permission from them, they give rights, we're going to be posting it on that. So it's just another venture we're going out into.
That's amazing. That's awesome. It's like the live at KEXP shows, those you can archive and listen to your favorite artist on KEXP. So that's awesome.
Definitely. And for Matt, this shirt is from the 2016 tour. It is
Boston?
never, well, it's the whole show. This was the Boston one. And it never fit me before, and I tried it on before, and it fits me. So this is the first time I am wearing this since I purchased the shirt 5 years ago.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks. It feels good to be
to that point.
53 pounds down.
That's incredible.
I know.
That's half of my 10-year-old.
I'm I just signed up for my first half a marathon. That's on March 9th in Washington D.C.
Oh man.
Yep.
Proud of you, buddy. That's amazing.
Thanks. I'm gonna be that's gonna be a big one for me. But so your
Cool.
team.
Well, let's talk about some wine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. First of all, I already took a sip, and this one, please tell me you have some of this in stock, because I'm gonna have to see if I can get some more of this shipped to me, because this shit is good.
And which one is that? The 18?
This is the 2017 Illusionist, which I know is kind of spoiling me because it's a little bit older.
Those are sold out. I've got I'm drinking the 2012 with my old label. So you hold up that label, I'll hold up this label. Which way am I going? There we go. All right. This is 2012, one of the great vintages in Washington. This wine is still an infant. And then you're drinking the 17, also a great vintage.
Yeah.
Meant for long-term aging for sure. These wines are meant to age for 25 years at least. But they're pretty tasty now.
Yeah.
And
for
so
sure.
just depending on how you love to drink your wines, I love drinking older wines. I love the secondary characteristics they have, as long as they still have that primary fruit, especially when it comes to Bordeaux varietals like Cabernet, which is what you're drinking. So you're drinking the 17 vintage. It's Cab Franc, and Petit Verdot, I believe. And same thing with my 2012. I've got some different percentages, but it's still Cabernet dominant. And some of those photos that I sent you today, Anthony.
Would you like to go through the photos?
The vineyards. Yeah, I want folks to see what we're doing, like from a vineyard standpoint.
All right, let's. While you're doing that,
what it looks like in Washington State. Have we ever shared these before?
These photos?
I don't think we've ever shared any photos like this.
No, and actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play some music while we're at it too. How about this?
Okay.
Ready for some tray photos? Let's do it. You describe it.
That's Blue Mountain Vineyard, one of the main vineyards that goes into our reserve cab. That's looking due south. Right there. That's exactly what Walla Walla looks like. If you guys ever want to picture what Walla Walla looks like in the fall, that picture was taken in early October. That's Walla Walla. That is Red Mountain Vineyard in the spring, and you can see the new shoots coming up, and you can also see the ground cover that we will till back into the dirt for nutrients for the plants. And so that picture would have been taken in late April. And Red Mountain is about an hour and a half from here. It's world famous for Cabernet, which is one of the main vineyards that also goes into the Illusionist Cabernet, which is what we're drinking right now. All right, here they are. This is hey, somebody grew up in Kennewick. That's right around the corner. This is they're sorting our Cabernet. We picked it off the vine in the morning. It goes through, we basically have a bin dumper that dumps the fruit onto the slide. That slide, we'll go ahead and sort the fruit by hand, pull out any leaves or any clusters that don't look right. Raisin berries, we'll pull those off. And then it goes into a destemmer crusher. And from the destemmer crusher, that removes the berries from the stems. The berries fall straight down into our bin, and the stems get spit out the end.
Nice. Is that how long does that process usually take?
We pick into 1,000. You can fit 1,000 pounds of grapes into one of our picking bins.
Wow.
And there's a picking bin on the ground behind Bailey up there. If you look up on the red floor in that photo, it's a half-ton picking bin. So it's 1,000 pounds, and we can roll through a bin and hand sort it in about 20 minutes.
Now, how long does it take to fill up one of those? Because do you hand pick all your grapes from the vineyard, or is it something that you do? Is it's like
yes, yeah,
okay.
Everything's hand picked, and you're working with a crew of anywhere from 8 to 16 workers in the vineyard, and they are you'd be hard pressed to keep up with them, Anthony. Man, they're picking so fast, and then dumping that fruit back into the bin. They have a little container that hangs around their neck, essentially, and around their waist.
Okay.
And they've got their shears with them, and they're boom, 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 cutting the grapes off. They fall straight down into the basket, and then once the basket's full, they run over to the bin, dump it back in the bin, and then run back to where they were before picking.
Really? So, and you said
Yep.
I'm all about exercise and stuff, but I'm not nearly. Why is it not going over? Interesting. Good stuff.
Check another. See if you have another photo of the
I do. It's
crush pad, maybe.
I'm trying to. It's not letting me bring it over for some reason. Here we go. Let's try that. I don't know. Of course, nothing wants to. Oh, there we go. There's that one. That's not the one you're looking
So
for.
that's the fruit after it goes into the Distemmer crusher, and you see the berries falling down into the bin.
Okay.
And then from there, they'll go into our fermentation tanks, right? So.
And that's them, and that's it
Red
on
Mountain
the stem.
Vineyard. Yeah, those are Cabernet vines. That's the fruit falling into the Distemmer crusher right there. And so that machine, again, it removes the berries from the stems, and then once that fruit falls into that bin, we then put them in our fermentation vessels and begin fermentation.
And you took all these pictures, right?
Yes.
You're one hell of a photographer. I enjoy looking.
You.
Yeah, I enjoy.
Well, it's my favorite hobby.
Well, I mean, I don't know how people realize, but this photo, getting it correctly isolated, having the correct exposure and shutter speed so nothing's in motion, and having that sharpness done correctly with the bokeh in the background, that's a tough photo to take. So that's a great photo.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, you're very welcome. Just appreciating the art.
Well, listen, what do you think of the wine? So you sound like you're a fan of Cabernet.
I am. So I haven't had beer in 24 weeks. So I only drink is wine. That's it. Only wine. I know. But I don't miss beer per se. I've really gotten this take of enjoying wine, and there's studies shown how wine is much healthier for you because of the not as much yeast, the natural sugars. It's not over. There's it's really. I mean, neither one of them are really healthy for you. Let's be realistic, but the wine is a better option for you in the health side of things. So I have taken to wine, and I've enjoyed going to stores and like looking over bottles. And when we were looking at houses in Kansas City, I actually was looking at like how far away wine stores were and stuff, and making sure that I can get that list of names of where those stores are, so that you can make sure that you're you have connections of wine being there.
Yeah. I told you I was just in St. Louis, and my distributor in St. Louis is my same distributor in Kansas City, Missouri. So, are you on the Kansas side or the Missouri
No, I'll be on
side?
the Missouri side. Right now we're looking at either Blue Springs or Lee Summit, which is like 15 minutes away from the center of the city.
Okay, awesome.
So
That's
now,
pretty exciting. Well, we do sell wine over there, so
good. I'm glad. I know. Actually, when we were there last time, I bought wine. I bought wine from one of those chains, but I'm gonna have to get on this wine club of yours or something, because I need to get this more of this, because this is really good. I would say that
that's our reserve Cabernet. It's one of our wine club wines,
Mm-hmm.
and so all of our wine club members, that's shipped to them every spring,
Mm-hmm.
along with the Archimage, which we've had before. That's our Cab Franc Merlot blend, which we've had before. Another great wine. So those two wines get shipped in the spring. And then in the fall, we ship our Levitation Syrah, which we've had. I'm sorry, we haven't had Levitation yet. And
No.
we've had and then Sorcerer's Grenache, which we have had.
Yeah, the only ones haven't had that I have left is oh Christ, I can't see it. The Levitation, right?
Yep.
The Enchantress,
Okay, that's our Chard.
Magician.
That's our Riesling. We've had that before.
We've had? Are you sure
think
about
we've
that?
tried we've done the Riesling before, haven't we?
We've had a different version. It was the Renegade Wine Riesling.
No, we don't. We make a rosé. We make a Renegade rosé, but not a Renegade Riesling.
I'm gonna have to look at that list. I'm
So
almost certain of it. And then we have the Chardonnay from Renegade, and then we have Levitation. And then I can't see the Spellbinder, but I think we did that one
yeah,
already. I think
that's our red table wine. That's a good one.
I think we did that one, but we can always do that one again, especially with me having a
Yeah.
different palate. It'd be interesting to go back to those
Yep.
and see how things
Listen, once we run out of the sleight of hand wines, what we'll do is I'll just dive into a region. We'll be like, okay, today, next month we're gonna everyone go buy a bottle of Saint Joseph from the Northern Rhone,
are.
right? And you're gonna have to go to a wine shop and go buy a bottle of Saint Joseph. Doesn't matter who it's from, right? But we can at least talk about the region, what the grapes are in that region, what the typical style is in that
Yeah.
area, right? So yeah.
Sure. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. And then at some point we'll maybe we'll have we'll create a wine. I don't know how the hell that's possible, but we'll create one for our I don't know, anniversary
Touring
show or
fan.
something. I don't know what the hell.
We'll do a touring fan wine and do a little fundraiser for it.
Yeah. The artist that did our poster, I spoke to her
Yeah.
this morning at 4:00 in the
And
morning.
she's from where again? She's from like Eastern Europe, like
Poland.
Poland.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we talk at like 4 a.m. And she's working on something else for Touring Fan. And we were kind of throwing out the idea, and she's like, and she told me, and her accent, I wish I could do it. She's got such a beautiful voice. And she goes, I had a dream. I have a dream of a wine label. And I said, all right, we'll make it work somehow or another.
Might be meant to be.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, it'd be cool. But now listen, we're also here tonight, and this is interesting. So your winery is Sleight of Hand Cellars,
Yes.
which we all know is inspired by Pearl Jam, which is interesting because we haven't done this song. Like you would think that would have been in like the
Song
early.
number one.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
think so. And it's interesting because we haven't even done a song off of Binaural. Today is the first time we're talking about a song off Binaural. And it's interesting because I do think it's the most overlooked album by Pearl Jam. 100% most overlooked album by Pearl Jam when it comes to the significance of the band and how, that album is truly gold. How important is that song to you? I mean, you named your business after that song.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it right there. I've always felt that song has, you can interpret songs. Everyone interprets songs different ways, and I talk to a lot of people that think about that. They think of that song as about suicide, and but I've never looked at that song that way. I feel like that song is about a man who just is grinding his way through life with a dead-end job, working, 8 to 5 every day and just getting no enjoyment out of what he does. And then one day, instead of taking a left to work, he just takes a right and goes a different direction, And so that's kind of how I got in the wine business. I'm not going to tell you that my job at Nordstrom before I got in the wine business was that miserable, but I was missing a lot of things with my kid growing up. My oldest daughter was only a year old when she was born in '98, and I in August of '98, and it was a year and a half later that I quit my job at Nordstrom to get into the wine business. And one of the main reasons I moved to Walla Walla was I'd have a little better quality of life with my kids.
Yeah.
A kid at the time, and now it's, now I've got 3. So it was really more of a, leaving something to, find greener pastures or, find a little more enjoyment in life. It wasn't as sad as I think that song can be sad if it's musically, it's not an upbeat song. It's very slow and, but I don't know. I've always found a very hopeful lyrics in that. And that's just how I read that song.
No. Well, do you want to hear it?
I always want to hear that song.
All right. We're going to hear it. We'll talk about it on the back end. We're going to go to livefootsteps.org. We're going to look at some stats on it, talk about that. and dig into it a little bit. So, but before we do that, let's get to a live version. This is from 2000 and oh Jesus, hold on. It's from a year they played music. My notes are upstairs on the kit.
What?
It's a year they played music. I don't know. I left all my notes on my kitchen table upstairs. This has been a hell of a day.
It's been so long too, right?
Yeah, it's been a long fucking day. Here we go. Here's Pearl Jam, Sleight of Hand.
Routine was the thing. He'd wake up, washing for himself in the uniform. Something he hadn't imagined being. As the merging traffic passed, he found himself staring down his own hands, trying to remember the change, trying to recall the plan. He was okay, but wondering, oh my wondering, was it by consequence, or was it moved by slide? Mondays were made to fall. You locked down a road you fucking knew by heart. It was like a book you read in his sleep. In his sleep. Sometimes he hid in his radio watching while others pulled into their homes. While he was drifting on a line to himself, I'll find outside the lines all the time. As Earth turned to sand, as it moved by slide of hand. When he reached the shore of Cairns, Clip-on World, he resurfaced to the north, organized disputants, coding keys. Any new realizations would have to wait till they had more time, more time, time to dream to himself, whizzing by to himself. I'll see you on the other side. Another man, hold my sleight of hand.
Woo!
That's a good one, huh? That's a good one.
God, that's such a great song. You know, it's like, it's definitely a different song for them too. You know, I like, you listen like Mike's. You know, there's not a guitar solo necessarily. There's that little breakdown where Mike gets to like play around with that cool echo effect, on the guitar. But it's a very minimalistic song in a lot of ways. I don't know. I love it. It sounded great. What show is that? Do you know? Did you find it?
Oh, geez. Yes, I did.
That's fine.
No, I could find out. I could figure it out. I have only like 17 computers down here. You would think.
The Benaroya version is a good one.
Yes, I tried utilizing that one, but unfortunately, I was not allowed to. With sometimes you're not allowed to use certain things and use certain videos and whatnot, and that was one.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, that's Grand Rapids in 2006 is what it was.
From where?
Grand Rapids?
Oh, Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Like
So
Grand Rapids?
Good old Grand Rapids. So we are on livefootsteps.org. We're going to look at some stuff here. So really, it's only been played 49 times, which in the grand scheme of things, I mean, it's not that old of a song, but 49 times is pretty low. It's been a hot minute since it was last played. Not saying that they've played a lot of shows since 2016, which that should be something I look into. How many shows have they played in like the last 5 years? Because that number's got to be pretty damn low. But it was played.
Right. So it's basically 18, and then a couple of shows in October last year. That's it.
That's insane. So 49 times. It was first played June 14th, 2000. Last played May 10th, 2016. We'll look at some information about that first. Some kind of cool stats about on livefootsteps.org. You can see the song before. As we look at this right here, we can see the Elderly One Behind the Counter in a Small Town was played 7 times before it, and then Rearview Mirror at 5 and Rival before 5, which Rival into Sleight of Hand might be. That's an interesting one.
That's another rarely played song too.
That's
back to back.
Yeah, Of the Girl was played once before it. Of the Girl and a Sleight of Hand. When the fuck did that happen?
Man. Oh, that could have been Benaroya.
Okay. Makes sense.
It'll tell you exactly what the show was.
Let's see. Let's go click.
Is that the show? Is that the show it'll tell you? Or
I don't know. We're about to find out.
Let's
see.
Okay. That's fine.
No, it didn't. All right. Now it's going back. All right. So the song after, as we go, oh wait, the page changed. I don't know, something happened. Okay, anyway. So song position, it's mostly in the main set or Encore 1 is what it looks like. 29 times in Encore 1, 19 times early, and then it was actually in the preset once. So Eddie covered that before they came on stage?
I mean, when you say preset, is that just like the set list songs?
I think so.
Or did he like come out and play a song before the band?
Yeah, I think it's a preset. Because remember back in the 2006, 2008 to 2008, Eddie used to play before the opening band to try to encourage people.
He come out and play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. That'd be interesting. Him acoustic to Sleight of Hand. I don't know. Let me see. There's got to be somebody. Trey saw the last time it was played via FaceTime. Trey, you saw it the last time it was played via FaceTime.
That is true. I think Brad sent that. Brad FaceTimed me to do that.
And then Brad also mentions Binaural album in Toronto 2016 was great. That out of all the shows played in full, that has got to be like the hot one, don't you think? Yield, it's a commonly played album. 10 is a commonly played album. So songs off that are pretty commonly played. Hearing Binaural front to back.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs you don't hear anyway.
No, yeah.
In a normal set list, right? So they either made a bunch of fans very happy, but I'm imagining it made a bunch of people super pissed off. Can you imagine you're the fan that loves 10 and maybe 2 songs of a verses and that's it, and you go to that show and they fucking play an album you've never even heard
heard of.
Right?
That's right.
I'm sure there's
the fucking. And I'm gonna do my Canadian voice. The fuck, hey, fuck you, get off the stage, hey, play a fucking live, hey. Fuck you, get off stage, eh? I don't know. That's the
Take
worst.
Off, you losers.
That's right. Hey, you want some Putin? Putin and alive. That's what I say. Oh my God. That's the first of all, I apologize to Canada because that was the absolute worst
That's
Canadian
terrible.
accent of all fucking
Terrible.
time.
Brad, how did Anthony do? How was his Canadian accent? Pretty
Maybe,
good.
maybe
Is Brad the Canadian or is Sam the Canadian?
no. Brad's a Canadian. Sam's in America.
Okay.
I'm working on. Have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance, the show?
90 what?
90 Day Fiance. It's that show of like people like marrying other people from other countries and stuff.
Listen, the only reality television that Holly and I watch is The Bachelor, and that's literally just is a social experiment to see where our species has devolved to.
Wait.
And
You
I
think?
can imagine that 90 Day Fiance is way worse than The Bachelor.
No, it's better.
Whew.
You got to watch it. But anyway, I'm going to do a Pearl Jam version of it with Sam and Brad of the 90 day of their connection through Pearl Jam and living outside of each other through country barriers. And I think it's gonna be good. Keep it on it. Touring fan exclusive coming soon. Brad said more people complained about the show being postponed one day. Hey, Brad, you know what? If I don't know if you're working or not. If you're not working and you went to that show, send me a message if you want to jump on real quick because I'd actually like to hear about binaural being played in full. I think that'd be really good. Anyway, but I don't know. He's always working. That man.
I have seen that song live half a dozen times.
I don't know if I have or not. I'd have to look. Oh no, I did already.
For sure.
Denver, Colorado. I saw it
Denver. So you and I were at that show. It was 14.
in Charlottesville,
Right.
Virginia.
What was the 16? What was the 16? Go back up to 16.
16 was Toronto, but it was Tease, remember? And then they went into it later in that night. And then Columbia.
And there's nothing. They didn't play it at 18 at all.
No.
Jesus. So Pepsi Center. That was the last. That's the last time I've seen that. Then.
Yeah. So you and me at the same time, and then Charlottesville, Virginia. I saw him there. Barclays Center. Yep. So I've seen it quite a bunch of times. Virginia Beach. I saw that. The Beacon Theater.
Wouldn't that have been great?
That would. Oh God, I saw Eddie there. A couple years, 2011. That was a good show.
Yep.
A couple of shows here. We're getting there. 2006. So 2006, 2005. They didn't really
There we
play.
go. The 05 Missoula show at Adams Event Center.
Asheville. North. They played the Civic Arena in Asheville. I didn't even know they played that. It was acoustic too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the Benaroya show.
Yep. Tweeter Center in Mansfield. And then, of course, 2000, you're going to get a shit ton. I mean,
yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. Think about this. It was
Prague was the first show they played that.
ready Prague. So it was introduced outside of America, and the last time it was played was in Toronto. So it was played outside the U.S. there too. And then the question is, Trey, did you justify watching The Bachelor? Go.
Listen, Scott, you know the drill, buddy.
And then the follow-up to that question, he'd like to know, do you watch The Bachelorette?
Yes, we have watched The Bachelorette before too.
Have you watched that new one, the Joe show, where it's like one guy's a millionaire and one guy's not, and the girls are trying to date him. They don't know which one's a millionaire and which one's not.
How do you not know?
I don't know. I don't know which one's a millionaire.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Scott, by the way, you got to ignore. Scott's going to throw a lot of questions your way, so you got to make sure you filter through the ones that need to come through.
He did ask for some interesting stuff, so I'm going to leave those to the side.
Scott's one of my best friends. He's part of my wolf pack.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's like so. That's like a Vegas.
Thank you, Scott Waldron. Thank you for watching tonight's show.
Mm.
Where is Paulie and Mitchell Crane? That's what I want to know. Where's the rest of the pack? So
interesting. So going back to this real quick. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just song positions, set position. It looks, I mean, really, it seems to
everywhere.
16 to 20 seems to be the most realistic. And that makes sense. I mean, this isn't an it would be weird if they opened or closed a show with this. Well, could they close with this? Could they close with Sleight of Hand?
They could close with that show, don't you think? The way that song ends, it's a great walk off, like, and then Hands
Oh
up.
yeah. You know what? I agree. It's
People
not
going
a,
batshit crazy.
it's not an opener though.
No.
It is. That's not an opener. But no, that you make a great point. I do believe this would be an amazing closer for a show. I agree with you on that one. But now, let me ask you this: with the way the band is set up, and we can get off of this. Oh, Brad said he has the night off. He can join quick. Should I send him a link?
You send him the link.
I'm gonna send Brad a link. Hold on one second. Wow.
Do not send the link to Scott Walzer. You do not want to see Scott on the big screen.
Oh man. Listen, I'll send a link to everybody. This, as this show progresses, I will say I've started to learn how to filter things, and to adjust just on the fly. So I'll take whatever. But no, I'd love to talk to Brad about Toronto and hearing binaural in its full essence, right? It's caveat.
That'd be amazing.
So I think it's interesting. But no, this song, is this a top 10 song for you when you think of Pearl Jam?
Oh God, top 10 song. I mean, it is from the standpoint of just how much the song means to me.
Sure.
You know how I am. You know how bad I am with lists, Anthony.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Put together your top 10. It takes me forever to even, try to put together a top 10 albums of the year when you got 30 that belong there. By the way, War on Drugs, number one. War on Drugs.
No. Last year was
Anthony.
a weird year for music. Now listen, once again, I have not given War on Drugs a proper go through. I hear.
I'm gonna be honest.
I hear Brad. I don't see him yet, but I do hear. You gotta turn your camera on.
It is on. There it is.
There we go.
Oh,
There he is. Brad, welcome to Let's Talk Vinyl, the show where we kind of talk about vinyl. Tonight's episode, we are talking about Sleight of Hand, which was off of Binaural, and it, interestingly enough, was played in full. Me and Trey were talking about the fact that we believe that out of all the shows of albums being played in full, that probably is kind of the rarer, more exciting one for the hardcore fan. But you were there.
Well, definitely more rare, but you also kind of knew it was coming more because those songs aren't played as often. When you kind of got a few of them strung together, you're like, wait a minute, this is going down. Like, as soon as you hear those first ones pop out, you're like, okay.
wait, Brad, how did they open that show? Did it start off? Was it like a normal set list, and all of a sudden they went straight into binaural, or was it like they started?
I have a feeling they went a few songs in before. I didn't take a quick. I'm gonna take a quick look at the set list.
I'm pulling the set list right now. Hold on a second.
They jump right into it.
So, elderly woman
Let's take
behind
a
a
look.
counter in a small town opened it. Last exit. Hail, Hail, The Fixer, Amongst the Waste, Severed Hand, Set and Forth, Corduroy, Given a Fly. Wait, this is not it.
No, they went Go, Do the Evolution, Mind Your Manners, then Breaker Fall, God's Dice, Evacuation, Light Years.
Yeah, I went to the wrong song. I went to the wrong show.
Brad,
Yeah,
how many?
it did. So yeah, it was four songs in. They started. They went Go, Do the Evolution, Mind Your Manners, and
then Breaker Fall.
Breaker Fall. Yeah. But
Brad,
pretty much by Breaker Fall, God's Dice, you're like, I think it's going down. So
have you
And that-
seen any other full shows?
I had seen Yield I'd seen Yield Walkie, and I think that's it because I was not at Moline, and I was not at Philly, and I was not at the Versus show.
That was in South Carolina, I think.
Yeah, and I wasn't in France in 2006 either. I think it was Marseille. I think when they did Avocado, which is I think the only time they've ever done a full album front to back from the beginning,
Wait.
like during the release.
They did Avocado front to back?
Yeah, it was 2006 in France.
I didn't even know they did that.
I don't think I knew that either.
Yeah,
I saw 10 in Philly.
Cool. I could be wrong on the Avocado thing, but I remember random stuff, and I'm pretty sure they did that because it was one of the first times they did it, and I don't think it was really on anyone's radar. They just decided they were kind of supporting the album, and they busted the whole thing out. So yeah,
I believe you. I'll take it.
yeah.
But
It was cool. Like one of my highlights for that show was John, or not John, JT from Newfoundland, who was just down the rail for that, and Ed came out and basically sang right to JT. JT was on a podcast before.
Wow.
From Newfoundland.
He's been on he's been on the podcast?
Yeah, he was in the older incarnation of it.
Oh. So he was on he was his Stranger's Tribe.
Yeah, from Newfoundland.
I kind of remember. Dude, listen, I've done over 500 shows in a couple of years. Like, everything is a blur to me. But those episodes at some point will be reborn. Who the hell knows? But anyway, talking about Binaural and Sleight of Hand, this song to you, when you listen to it, is this a song that you feel is a good one? Where does it fit on your radar of Pearl Jam songs?
I've always really liked it. Like, the first time I ever heard it was Benaroya, and it was just such a magical experience. I listened to that album a lot. So I really kind of grew an attachment to a lot of the songs from Benaroya because of that show. So it was a pretty magical show.
Why do you think that Pearl Jam doesn't give as much love to Binaural as they do as many of their other albums?
Well, that was a rough year for them. Like, it's probably hard to revisit.
That was Rockskills. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably some not good memories attached to some of those songs. So I don't know. It might just kind of be that one where they just trauma kind of blocks out some kind of what's going on, and it doesn't kind of get to the forefront as much. And so
I think a better question is if you were asked a Pearl Jam fan rather than asking the band why they didn't give that. I think the band was just as proud of that album as they've been as proud of all the albums they've made. But from a fan standpoint, I think that album really separated. I think there were some folks that were like, because it was just, that album was so different. They, not only the recording, the way they recorded it, which was how the album was named, of course, with the binaural speaker and all that other stuff. But it was just not just a sonically different album, but it was written in a way that Pearl Jam really had not written songs before, I think. I mean, that song "Sleight of Hand," the way it's the timing of that song is, it's almost like a jazz timing song rather than like a rock song. And so I feel like they were always trying to push and stretch things, and that was the one album, like, because if you look at, you can say that they made changes at Vitalogy or No Code. If anything, they were just angry, and they just wrote angry, awesome rock songs.
Yeah.
This was where they really were diving into their songwriting, and I feel it's like a little more introspective. And like I said, if you listen to that song, it talks about, I'll see you on the other side, and that was the line that I think a lot of people sort of take, that the Sleight of Hand is about, oh, this guy's gonna jump off a cliff or drive off the road or whatever, and I'm gonna see you on the other side or whatever. But I see it as a shedding of the skin and being reborn as something else.
Getting through something. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be through your current existence. It's moving through whatever you're going through.
When you look at the list of albums that Pearl Jam's made, and you look at the album Binaural, which to many, I think to the hardcore fan, it is a beloved album. To the average fan, it is not. Where do you set that album in your catalyst of albums?
I don't bust out and just kind of like front to back albums. I'm so much more in that, like, if we play like a trivia game, like what album is this from, I'm gonna lose terribly. I just enjoy the kind of like live experience of it and don't necessarily digest it kind of on an album by album basis. But there's some great stuff on there, and there's also some stuff that I'm not a huge fan of God's Dice, and they're different, but I think it was very much different how their career was too. Like they like building off their first like albums and after Yield and kind of writing that, and then kind of their fandom kind of like lulled a little bit more kind of around the Riot Act, Binaural, and then kind of they kind of like pushed themselves more and kind of got a little more rocky, rock and stuff with Avocado, and I think it kind of picked up again in the kind of the mythology of what Pearl Jam was, kind of grew more and kind of started to blossom kind of like in 2006, I think, and of kind of what they did in their live shows. And so I think it's kind of that it was definitely a valley for their kind of like popularity. And so I don't know if it's looked at differently because of that, and not necessarily because of the quality of songs.
I mean, what song on that album was played on the radio?
Yeah.
I mean, they
None.
really didn't write that. They didn't write that album to release a single that was going to be, an Alive or, whatever. I mean, it just, I don't think they were. They weren't in the same headspace, and that's okay. That's why some fans grow with the band and continue on, and some fans just sort of fall off to the side, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just,
Well, if you think about how commercially successful Yield was, and then Binaural comes out, it's not as commercially successful as the other albums. Then they go to Riot Act, which is not commercially successful. Then they go to Lost Dogs, which in theory is a B-side to their albums. I think that's why you look at Self-Titled, and that's why they did the Target push. That's why they did the music videos. That's why they did certain things to just kind of appease more of the casual fan to bring them in. And now you got me thinking, I'm wondering if you look at like the Binaural tour or even the Riot Act tour, and you look at the venues they played then to what they're playing now, I bet you when they maybe didn't sell those shows out, they'll sell those out in seconds now in retrospect of how they've built their fan base up since Self-Titled in 2006.
Well, but Binaural, like 2000 was also a huge tour, and that was the start of all the bootlegs.
Yeah.
Kind of when they released the original like bootleg series, and there was a lot that went on there. So maybe they just see numbers thinking that they kind of played them like more often and had to lean a little heavier on those. And because
tour too, right, Brad? Like
it was huge.
Australia,
it was huge.
New Zealand, Japan.
Yeah. I'm taking a quick look just on this set list, but it's it was a ton of shows that year, and like I remember that those bootlegs, there was like 60 bootlegs. It was crazy. So maybe they just felt that they played those a lot and really were able to kind of share those, and maybe they felt just overworked. Maybe they just kind of felt they needed a bit of a break from playing those. Or like, we seem to play those a ton, and they kind of got sick of them themselves earlier.
Because 2000, I'm looking at that now. That started
Rock's Guild, and then Riot Act came out, right? So Riot Act was 2.
It was really right at the end of it. I think it was December 2002. So the Riot Act tour was until 2003.
Correct. Yeah, because
another somber album too.
Yeah, that's another album we haven't even jumped into yet. But April 12th is when they really started off 2000 at the David Letterman show with Grievance, which is probably a very overlooked performance when you look at late night shows, because a lot of people will go to other performances from Letterman, and but Grievance was played there, and then they started in Bellingham, Washington on May 10th.
The Mount Baker.
And then they ended at the Key Arena 2 days on November 5th and 6th. So...
Yeah, I saw those shows. I didn't see the Mount Baker show, but I saw
which are regarded as some of the best Pearl Jam shows, because they thought, like a lot of people in the building, and the energy level was like, we don't know if we'll see this again. Like, this might be the end of the band. So it was a pretty energetic, strange show. So
let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you both a tough question, because this is a question that I saw the other day, and it's interesting. How much more longevity do you think this band has?
As long as they want to go, and if it's just a matter of if they want to Rolling Stones it up and just play, just kind of do some baseball park tours and just do a number of dates and kind of make people travel to them. I think they can definitely do that. So it's what they feel they want.
They've been on their own terms for 10 years at least, right? They could have, they have more money than they know what to do with. So nothing's about money for them. And whenever you listen to the interviews with all of them, they talk about, first of all, they spend a lot of time away from each other on purpose, I think. So when they get back together, they're energized. And I still think they all really love making music. I don't think that ever dies with musicians in a way. And so as long as they can manage their lifestyles and still have their family time and not be, you know, they're not beholden to record labels anymore.
Sure.
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And so if that, I mean, you know, the news came out yesterday about they're already ready to record another album. We haven't even seen them tour behind the last album. And
I'm going to
record another.
I'm going to say this. I take that with a grain of salt. I'm really taking it with a grain of salt. It's tough because they haven't really truly toured yet. And this is a question I want to ask. I don't want to hold you too much, Brad. I know you're a busy man. But, you know, with the state of the tour being in limbo the way it is and the way that the world is adjusting, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I think we talked about this on the last episode too, Trey, the Red Hot Chili Peppers really, and I'm not a Chili Peppers fan by any means, so I'm going to say that straightforward right now. They're selling out massive arenas, playing 12 dates this year, right? Only 12 dates. And they're playing at huge arenas. I think California, they're doing 2 dates, New York doing 2 dates. Everything else is a single date, and they're selling out. And you had mentioned that Pearl Jam could potentially do that, and people would flock to those shows, you know, going to major places. Do you think that we're getting closer to that, where outdoor arena shows for bands like Pearl Jam are probably what we're going to see, and the end of seeing Pearl Jam at, let's say, a Madison Square Garden, or even like a Charlottesville show in Virginia that was on a smaller base? Are we ever going to see that again, in your opinion? I'll start with you, Brad, first.
I think so. I'm still holding out hope they're going to do like a 10-night run at the Paramount. Just do a full-on, like, well, as long as people keep buying tickets, we'll keep playing type thing. The Paramount's pretty tiny, but even if they did that at the new Climate Pledge and just said like, hey, you're going to keep coming seeing us, we'll just keep adding shows, like Garth Brooks it up a little bit, and then just say as long as people are buying tickets, we'll keep playing.
Brad's hoping for Climate Pledge. I'm hoping for a Las Vegas. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God, I want no
30
part of
dates
Vegas.
in Las Vegas. And Adele, a David Lee Roth.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? No,
that's the death knell. That's the death knell right there.
I could see them pulling a Billy Joel for Seattle and doing like a monthly run in Seattle at the new arena once things get over. But I'm going to say this right now. The outlook for 2022 is interesting. I mean, 3 months ago, we were promised dates in January. We are now on January 25th. We haven't received dates. COVID isn't looking like it's going away anytime soon. Fauci is now saying we're going to have to find a way to live with it. And unfortunately, living with it is going to be uncomfortable for some. We are getting to a point now where, you know, Mike McCready has a pre-existing condition that really can be deterred by having COVID. You know, and it's interesting, you know, the way that they play these outdoor venues a couple of months ago. Could it be that? Could it not be that? I will say this: if you have, I don't see Europe happening this year. I just don't. I don't see. I just can't imagine Europe and Pearl Jam working because of going from country to country with all the different protocols that are happening. Yeah, England is wide open now as of yesterday, but you look at Poland or you look at Germany or you look at some of these other countries that are still on more of a lockdown protocol where they're trying to tighten us down. It's almost impossible. And that's why I think you're going to see a lot of bands from other countries not coming in and bands from this country not going out. And I think I don't know what's going to happen with Pearl Jam. I don't know what's going to happen with these tour dates. I think I don't know. It's weird, and I hate to be Debbie Downer.
I mean, I'm a month away. I'm a month away from Brad. You coming down for the Eddie shows in Seattle?
The plan. I got tickets for the last night. I don't have tickets for the first night. I'm not too worried about it.
Night, Brad, the first night you should go to the War on Drugs because that's where I'm going to be.
Okay.
That's on Monday night at Paramount, and then Tuesday night is Eddie. And I've got tickets for both of those. We've got tickets. All I know. So
yeah, that's the Deuces are Wild night, 2/22/22.
Yeah.
Brad, how pissed do you think my wife would be if I told her I was going to Seattle?
Huh.
Oh, sure.
She lives with you, so she's used to being disappointed. So.
Oh, thanks. Jesus.
You know, you said Billy Joel earlier. You're like, Billy Joel and Pearl Jam could do a thing in Seattle or wherever they can do it. I see it more like Eddie doing more of a Bruce Springsteen on Broadway kind of a thing. I really do. I could totally see Eddie setting up a residency somewhere, whether it is Broadway or whether it's a cool place in Seattle, and just doing like 2 or 3 months of every other night or whatever, and just doing like a storyteller kind of thing. I can't wait until that he's going to write a book. There's no way. He's such an incredible writer.
So on Howard Stern today, he had talked about over last weekend, and if you guys don't like Howard Stern, that's fine. I'm a huge fan of how he interviews people, but I'm not a big fan of his dick jokes. But this past weekend, he actually got Eddie Vedder's solo album, and listen, I will tell you this: I do appreciate his musical taste because we do have similarities in how we like our music. He said, and I quote, that he believes that the first 3 songs on Eddie Vedder's new solo album are the best 3 songs he's heard in the last 10 years.
That's awesome.
He said that he felt that the one song, not Long Way and the Brother song, the third one that I don't like either, was not a single they should have released. That they should have let that just be on the album, and they should release the second song on the album as a single because he felt that's the best song on the whole album. And he also called having Elton John on the album a gimmick, that he didn't need to be on it.
I think Elton John was collaborating with a whole bunch of people, so I'm sure that it probably went both ways for that, because Elton John just did an album where he collaborated with a whole bunch of people.
Sure.
And so it was probably just kind of more of an homage to that, and the fact that Elton's not getting any younger. In theory, it was supposed to be his last tour a couple of years ago. So anytime you get to kind of like record or do anything in collaboration with a legend like that, you just take the opportunity.
Do it, yeah. So we haven't talked about the Flag Day album. That thing is incredible.
It is phenomenal. I think that Olivia Vedder has and I think Brad, you had told me.
Cat Power is incredible on that.
Sure.
Glenn Hansard.
Yep.
I mean, that album, top to bottom, is phenomenal.
Brad, have you listened to the Flag Day album?
I haven't.
Brad.
I know.
Here,
I just haven't.
Let me put it this way.
I'm going to give you a virtual.
A year and a half ago, I sent Brad a playlist I made for him of like, Brad, just listen to these songs and get your chance and let me know what you think of them. Yeah, no problem. Brad, have you even listened to that playlist yet? Oh, his connection's going to be bad. It's meant to be.
You know he can hear you. Come on.
Of course he is. He's probably fucking with the Wi-Fi to be like, I can't hear you. Canada.
It's Canada, eh?
Oh, we lost him. Look, hold on. Here he comes. He's coming back. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, we lost him. We totally lost him.
He dropped on his own. Anthony, you don't even listen to the War on Drugs, so come on.
I will tell you this. I believe that I can make a phenomenal playlist. I believe that my playlists are top notch.
Why don't you forward me the playlist that you mailed Brad, and I'll listen to that tomorrow while I'm working.
Okay, I can do that for you. Yeah,
I'll give you a rating 1 to 10.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I will tell you this. I wonder how I could play. I guess play it, but I will. And I've told you about the Paul and the Tall Trees. Their new EP they just put out recently is outstanding. I can't wait to get him in studio in Kansas City, which is going to happen. He's made to be in a fucking Quentin Tarantino film. His music is made for Tarantino. Anyway, let's talk about
kind of like a cowboy guitar-y vibe.
Oh,
kind of thing.
Dude, like a James Brown kind of feeling, like you almost like, how I've seen sometimes in a car, it's like the back of the heads while they're driving, very kind of cool. Like you feel like that is where his music's supposed to be. He is absolutely outstanding, amazing. Brad says
James Bond and Quentin Tarantino movies are very different, by the way.
Yeah, Brad said, thanks for having me on. Sam FaceTimed and kicked me off. Of course he blames his wife.
Fine, we're number 2.
We're number 2. I'll take it. All right, so
fine, Sam.
It's interesting because talking about Eddie Vedder, the Earthlings solo tour is right around the corner. I'm going to Chicago. You're going to Seattle.
Yeah,
we are doing a tour breakdown of Destined to Remember at the end of next month. So check out. We'll have more information about that, stats, facts, having Live on Four Legs, and having livefootsteps.org. All of us kind of coming together to collaborate like we did for the Pearl Jam shows, so we'll have more information on that. But listen, the first 3 songs are out, right? And Long Way is a Tom Petty cover. I mean, really, it's a Tom Petty song.
I mean, it sounds exactly like a Tom Petty
Oh,
song.
100% sounds like a Tom Petty song.
Great.
And I have nothing. I have nothing wrong with it per se. Hold on a second. But realistically, it's just that's what it is. It's just it feels like he's covering Tom Petty. The Haves, that's a song. That's a song where I'm like, I don't think this should be a single. Like, you're pushing this, because I feel like that's kind of it just doesn't do anything for me. But the song "Brother the Cloud,"
Oh,
if that doesn't hit you,
I want some Eddie background in that song. I don't want to hear. I think he's talking about this. I want Eddie to talk about that song. Is that really about his brother? Is it about Chris? His brother died a few years ago, and so.
I've listened to that song a few times. I got it on the background too, so we don't get kicked offline. I really believe it's about Chris Cornell. If you listen to the lyrics and how it's portrayed, now everyone's got their different take and ideas of what the song's about, but like really listening to it a lot, and this is the best song I've heard at a single wise out of all of them. This to me seems like a Chris Cornell song, and the more stories that come out, and the more about how much Eddie's involved in Chris's daughter's life over the last couple of years, and how she's involved. It's interesting to me. Now, I don't. Once again, I'm just I read shit online type of guy. I don't know Eddie Vedder personally. I'm not calling him. I don't have the connections that Trey does. Trey's got the bat phone in his cave.
I don't have a bat phone. I have no bat phone.
On the 6th floor of Trey's mansion on the top of the biggest mountain in Washington is Trey Bush with a red phone that rings, and he answers it, and he says, "Hello? Yes, Eddie? I think I have time for you. What's going on, you say?"
I think you should write a song about Chris. That's a great idea, Trey. No.
Out of the 3 songs that have come out, what is your favorite so far?
The Brother song is great. I love it. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
What are you
That's my favorite so far.
What are you expecting from the solo shows?
God, that's a great question. I'm not going into it with any expectations. I'm excited to see his band that he has behind him. Whoever his touring band is. Yeah, I'm excited to see Eddie with a different band in Incarnation, right? So, electric ukulele.
Fans go nutty about everything.
Oh, that's what's in his hand?
Yeah, it's an electric
That's
ukulele.
ukulele in his hand?
I didn't even realize.
Looks like a guitar to me, but
it's only 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow.
I don't know. Looks like a guitar to me, but
Shows how much I know.
listen. That's weird. Pearl Jam fans overanalyzing things. I've never heard of that before.
Who would have done that? I mean, who actually do you think they're gonna make a podcast about this shit? Like, I mean, let's be realistic. Do people just sit there and talk about Pearl Jam all day long and analyze songs and drink wine to them and stuff?
Ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous with that.
I've never heard of anything sillier.
Oh my god. Oh, and he said that's for Tim Bierman on Twitter. That's the blue bat phone in your room. That's that when that rings.
All right, there we go. See, Matt has the bath phone because I don't have the bath phone.
Oh, we have a request. Trey, call Stone for me and ask him to release "Hung by a Halo" as single. Can you do that for me, please? Can you call him right now? Okay, Trey, thank you. Trey's calling him. Shh, everyone, be quiet.
I will. I will divulge some things. That I'm trying. I have my vinyl club with the winery, and we're doing some cool stuff with some members of the band. So we're going to be releasing a couple of, at least 2 Pearl Jam affiliated albums through our vinyl club.
I will say this, and I know it's not going to mean much for me because you're much bigger of a deal than I am. It means
a lot.
Oh, stop. You know, it is really cool. Like, so we've done 17 episodes of the show, but like every time I talk to you, you're always doing this amazing stuff with, you know, working with bands and releasing stuff and with your wine and incorporating music with your wine. And it's great to see you be able to take something you love in wine and the process of making it with the love of music and incorporate them together to produce something that's as incredible as your club and how you release music and stuff of that. It's pretty awesome for sure.
Thank you. I agree. It makes doing my job even more fun than it already was. So even just doing the wine stuff was fun. Incorporating the music side of it has been very, very refreshing. And I love being able to expose even if it's a small amount of people to some new music. I just love doing that. It's just great.
I feel you on that one too. You know, I'm the type of person who's like, hey, have you heard the song? Listen to it. Have you heard the song? Listen to it.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say this too before it gets too late. Hey, we've gotten, I know last month we showcased this Let's Talk Vinyl poster that we had made. And what we're going to be doing is this week we're going to be posting this one exactly that's framed up, ready to ship. We're going to be giving this away as the 17th anniversary R-rated version of us celebrating this week. But we're also going to be posting the poster for sale. We had some issues getting it printed, and we got them the other day. I'm looking at the stack of them now. So we have 20 of them that will be for sale later this week or early next week. $25 a piece, 12 by 12, shipped to your door. Plus shipping, 25 plus shipping. So ship to your door, be great, and we're going to be utilizing that to potentially making T-shirts down the road for this. We'll talk more about that down the road, but it's great. We're getting to it.
We're monetizing this thing. We're going to be rich, Anthony.
Yeah.
This show
hold
is
on.
going to do it for us, man. It's going to push us over the edge.
By the way, Matt says fucking thank you for Fire's Tray. Wow.
Hey, Matt, that's coming out very soon, buddy. We're literally waiting for the vinyl. It's going to be my it's either going to be my March release if I get it in time for Fires, or it's going to be my June release, June, July, whatever. It just depends on when they actually get the vinyl in. They've had the test pressing for 4 months. Folks, if you were a vinyl lover, the backup is a real deal. It is unbelievable what it takes to get an album pressed these days. You are 9 to 12 months out.
Wow.
When you hand them the masters,
Jesus.
It's not like, oh, we started recording an album. Think about this. How many albums did the Beatles actually release?
Not many.
From 1962 to 1969. I mean, a lot. You think about the body of work they made in that time frame, right? Sure. You couldn't do that today. I mean, you finish an album, it's one a year at this point.
Oh.
Thanks, Adele.
We do have, Adele fucked around. Does Trey know about what arrived in the mail today? So we are going to talk about this real quick, and then we're going to talk about David Bowie. Because David Bowie
didn't arrive in the mail. I'll tell you what didn't arrive in the mail today was some
my Pearl Jam 20 backpack. That's a long story.
Some vinyl is supposed to be coming my way, Brad. Where's that at?
Oh, Brad.
No, Brad's not shipping it. A friend of Brad's is shipping it. It's been like a month, and I'm like, I haven't seen anything because he's shipping it for me and Brad.
Oh shit.
Anyway, Brad, what is it?
Do I need to get in a Cadillac with a baseball bat in the back and take care of this shit?
You may have to. Yeah,
listen. I don't know about you, but like, I'm in an extra large shirt. My physique feels better. I got better cardio.
Listen, you were much more intimidating when you were 300 pounds.
Oh, shut up. It's funny because my aunt called me the other day. My aunt, she's like, you've lost 53 pounds. Your wife's lost 46 pounds. She goes, you're bound to have another kid. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Ooh, damn, shut. Listen, you need to get taken care of on your own, buddy.
Yep. I'm working on it.
That's easy. It's the easiest 30 minutes you've ever sat through. And then you get to milk it for 3 days.
Oh, wait.
That's perfect.
Wait, Sam. I'm going to tell you something.
All
if there is one person in the world that I adore more than Brad, and Brad's like my favorite person in the world, it's Sam. Sam, I love this woman. She's amazing. Anyway, let's talk about Bowie for a little bit, then we'll go into the story about what arrived today. 75 years old, is how old Bowie would have been this year. And a lot of things have happened in celebration of Bowie. You know, I think back to Bowie and I think about the things that he's done on a lasting image when it comes to music that's out nowadays, and how much his musical inspiration, how much his music has inspired a lot of musicians that don't even realize it. And it's crazy for me because I always loved Bowie, but as the older I get, the more I appreciate the messages behind his music, how he like changed his character to change the albums that he was creating. And when I look at music that I love nowadays, like artists like St. Vincent, who's consistently changing her character to albums, who I believe is the most modern version of David Bowie as possible, you know, a lot of people look at like Elvis as this mastermind and look at like the Beatles as masterminds and stuff. And I love the Beatles, by the way. I don't love Elvis. But the older I get, the more I believe I put Bowie on the highest of highest pedestals as a music mastermind of what he was able to create, not on just level of music, but almost a level of marketing. Because the way that he was able to create characters and sell himself on every album, and think about if he was still alive and how he would be able to utilize. I mean, think of Black Star and how he utilized that in a way that it was marketed. He was a genius beyond words.
Well, remember, he was not just a musician. He was an actor. He was a fashion icon.
Yes.
I mean, he would make brands, right, with his outrageous fashion statements that he made. And so he really was. Ooh, the whole bottle. Way to go, Anthony.
No. I still got some. I got like a quarter left.
All right.
Listen, if you knew the truth about what my day's been like.
Bowie's music changed the same way as that fashion does, right? And when I say change, I really think he created change. He was not taking something that was there and exploiting it. He was creating it. And that's one of the geniuses of Bowie. The Talking Heads a little bit the same way, at least from a band standpoint. But you know, Bowie was iconic in the way that he really embraced all music genres. Nothing was off limits to him with the way he created music and sang music and the musicians he played with and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Now,
50 years of creating.
Yeah.
As a musician.
Did you watch my Jason Hill episode?
1970?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Did you hear me? Okay, good. Did you watch my interview with Jason Hill, by the way?
I missed that.
Okay, so Jason Hill was a lead singer of a band called Louis XIV, who was really popular in the early 2000s. They were kind of a shock pop rock band. David Bowie was a huge fan of theirs. And David Bowie reached out and said, "Hey, listen, I want you to play this benefit for us. It's going to be for my closest friends and all stuff." Jason Hill shows there with Louis XIV. They play to this high end. It was like $10,000 a table benefit for his nonprofit. Jason Hill, they go and record. Like him and Bowie recorded together. Bowie passes away 7 years later. Bowie never played another show again. Jason Hill, Louis XIV were the last band to open up for him. Had no idea it would ever end like this. And talking to Jason and the significance of that, it was the same way that Eddie talks about singing the last song of the Ramones. Like, I didn't want it to be me. Like, why was it me? Like, It should have been. There's so many other great bands that could have been there with Bowie. That it shouldn't have been me. Like Eddie, if you talk to Eddie about that he sang on the last song the Ramones played, he thought they were playing two more songs. There was two more songs on the set list. On the set list clearly shows two more songs. Joe Ramone says he walked off stage and said, "I'm done." And Eddie said if he knew that, he would have never came out.
That was the last Ramone show.
Last Ramone show, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Bowie's got a little bit. There's actually a small Pearl Jam connection with Bowie, and I say small. I'm reaching here, but I'm a huge Sean Smith fan. Sean Smith's the lead singer for Brad.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean Smith had a band called Pigeonhead. Are you familiar with them at all?
Yes.
Bowie was a huge Pigeonhead fan, and talked about them in an interview in like Spin magazine or Rolling Stone magazine. They're always asking these guys, "Who are you listening to?" Blah,
Sure.
blah. And he's like, "I'm a huge fan of this electronic group out of Seattle called Pigeonhead." This is in the '90s, right? I mean, Sean already had Brad, but Pigeonhead was as far away from Brad as you can get. I mean, they were very, very different bands. So I always felt that was kind of cool. Sean, on his Facebook page, every once in a while would repost a photo of that article, just to remind people. Is like, how cool is this? Fucking David Bowie loves my shit. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
That's pretty great. That's pretty great.
Yeah. Sam just brought up at this point. I don't know if you've watched the documentary Bowie's Last Days on HBO Max. Have you watched that?
Mm-mm.
You need to watch. I'm not joking.
I don't have HBO. I got to figure out where to watch that at. But yeah.
Send me a text message. I'll send you my username and password. Even though you have a 6th-floor mansion in the hills of Walla Walla, Washington, I
thought I lived in the tallest mountain in Washington. Now I'm in the small hills of Okay, I got it.
Whatever.
Fine.
In this documentary, it really showcases how Bowie records his last album, tells nobody about his sickness.
Right.
And it was crazy because in the documentary, like, you could see the musicians are getting frustrated that he's showing up late, not realizing that he's coming from chemotherapy. And it just makes you appreciate the fact that he was so quiet about his life, or so self-preserved with his life, that he wanted to give his love of music, because music was very important to him.
Yeah.
But man,
I didn't want anyone to mourn over him or
No,
like,
exactly.
I feel so bad for you. He was always creating. I will tell you, you have to remember that album came out on a Friday, he died on a Monday, or he died on Sunday night, right?
Wait, have I showed you my new Bowie tattoo?
I have not seen it.
Wow. You keep talking. Hold on.
All right, take your shirt off. Oh, I have that T-shirt. That's the greatest T-shirt ever, by the way. Oh, that's really good. I love it. That's fresh. That T-shirt you have on, by the way, is
I totally forgot.
I can't believe you own that, because I own that same T-shirt.
Do you really?
Oh, and it's faded as fuck. It's it's faded.
Oh
But
yeah.
I love that T-shirt.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. So I don't tell a lot of people this, so I'm actually opening up. So back in 2013-16, I ran a ton of races, and before every race, I would listen to Space Oddity before I would even leave my car. It was like, and I don't know, and here's the thing, like, I don't know why, but for some reason I resonated with, like, that was my hype song, which is crazy to me, because some people listen to like fast music. No, to me, like, I had to listen to Space Oddity. And with me losing all this weight and stuff, I cut like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna. This is a tattoo I've wanted to get, so I just did it. I mean, what? You only live once.
I love it. So
Thanks.
When Black Star came out, John Richards, KEXP, my favorite radio station in the world, John Richards, one of my favorite DJs, dedicated a day to David Bowie. They played the entire Black Star album, but they went beyond that. They went to bands that influenced Bowie, and they mixed that in, and then bands that were influenced by Bowie. So it was just this really cool set list all day, from 6 in the morning until 6 at night. The John Richards, Cheryl Waters, Kevin Cole, the whole DJ staff played this really cool curated list. Monday morning, you wake up and you find out that Bowie's dead, and John is 100% devastated. I mean, like, that's the same way it is for you. Like, it's his all-time favorite performer. So they literally spent an entire day dedicated to Bowie on Friday for the new album. And now they have to mourn him on Monday. And they created another incredible playlist. But I remember listening to both of those days, and it was, I mean, you know, the feeling of elation versus the feeling of like losing somebody like that in the world of music, and knowing that person's not going to be creating anything for you anymore to listen to. And that, you know, we feel that way about a lot of people that we lose in the world of music. Bowie was a big one. I mean, that was a tough one.
Yeah, someone actually, I got into a little bit of an argument today at work, a job site, when someone said, "Man, Meatloaf is probably the greatest musician that's passed away in the last 30 years." I'm like, what? Meatloaf? He made one hit song. Get over yourself.
Yeah. By the way, 100 million albums that guy sold. Isn't that crazy?
Fucking Chris, that's
a lot of albums.
I have a crazy story to tell you. I'm a huge Rocky Horror Picture Show fan. Massive. Seen it at midnight multiple times. Seen the movie probably hundreds of times. I have this screen print that I have brought to many conventions to get signed. 3 years ago, I went to the Raleigh Comic-Con, and Meatloaf was there, and he goes, "Hey, who am I making this out to?" And I said, "Well, it's just make it out to the Krizowitz family, because I want to have this kind of go out to the family." He goes, starts laughing, crying, laughing. And I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you. Tears on his face. He goes, "You have the funniest last name of anyone I've ever heard." So this son of a bitch signed to the Krizowitz family, "You have the funniest last name ever, Meatloaf." I said, that's on my poster that I've had signed by Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, all these people that were in this.
All the Rocky Horror people, and that's what he put on there.
That's what he puts fuck on it. I said, God damn it! It was. That's my Meatloaf story. So I got to meet him.
I feel bad. I feel bad that Meatloaf died.
Yeah.
Unvaccinated.
Yeah, he did it to himself. Don't yeah.
I don't feel that bad.
The one that hit me the most here recently, Bob Saget passing was kind of a.
Bob Saget was tough.
Because you know what? He's not that old. He was vaccinated. He had just posted the day before. He loves being back on the road. He's funny.
That's not what he didn't die of COVID, did he?
No, no one knows. No one knows. They haven't officially announced anything. They just said it wasn't. They just said it wasn't suicide.
Released. Yeah.
Yeah, hasn't been released.
What was the name? The TV show? Oh man,
Full House?
Adrian Grenier.
Oh no, I don't know.
No. Not it was an HBO about the actors. Adrian Grenier was like the star. Jesus, what's the name of that thing? I cannot believe it.
I have no idea.
Someone's got to chime in here. It's literally about this like hotshot, good-looking actor, right? Anyway, Bob Saget shows up. You've heard Bob Saget tell the dirty jokes, right?
I've seen Bob Saget live. I've seen Bob Saget live front row
Bob
where he
Saget
ripped me
is
apart.
One of the filthiest.
Dirtiest.
He's one of the filthiest motherfuckers out there, right?
Hilarious, though.
In this TV show, he's playing himself, going to meet with like his agent, and he shares the same agent as Adrian Grenier in this TV show. And it's just filthy as fuck. And it is so funny to watch him play this character. Entourage. Thank you, Joe. Jesus.
Joe said it. Brad says it.
Do you remember Entourage? Brad, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Never watched it.
Anyway. Oh, you've got to watch. Go back and watch Entourage. It's such a great series. So good.
I will watch Entourage if you promise me you'll watch the Royal Gemstones.
I'll watch that if you promise to listen to War on Drugs more than like 30 seconds.
I will listen to the War on Drugs full album tomorrow if you watch the first season of the Royal Gemstones on HBO.
The Royal
Gemstones, which is probably the greatest TV show. The greatest TV show on TV.
Well, once again, you have to send me your HBO password.
I will, you cheap son of a bitch.
Hey, have I shown you how much
I love how Michelle's like, great show. We've literally talked about Pearl Jam for 20% of it, and it's just been this offcast of random bullshit.
It's fine.
Hey. 17 shows. 17 shows.
R-rated.
That's right.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
damn
we've
it.
got, I think
I
next
thought
month
hold on. I thought Michelle was saying great show to us. No, she was talking about the
no, she's
fucking
talking about Entourage.
No, she was talking about the Royal Gemstones. Son of a, I thought she was talking to us like we were having a great show.
Fine,
I'm
fine.
celebrating like yes,
Our show, look,
yes.
Anthony, our show has been mediocre. Let's be honest. But
that is why I drink. And she even had to reciprocate by saying, "I'm talking about Entourage was a great show. This is not a good show for me. This is not, son of a bitch.
Entourage was a great show. Oh, this show. No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Listen, Anthony,
Yes.
there's a reason that people in Italy live a long time.
Why is that?
Because they drink a lot of wine, they eat pasta.
I haven't eaten pasta in 25 weeks.
In how long?
25 weeks.
25 years?
25 weeks.
Oh, weeks.
As a matter of fact, we went to Olive Garden the other night, and I said, "Ma'am, I'd like the chicken Alfredo. Substitute the pasta. Give me, I'll take cauliflower instead." And the woman looked at me. She started laughing. She goes, "Okay, sure." I'm like, "No, I'm being serious."
So it was chicken with cauliflower.
With Alfredo sauce. Yeah.
Which is made of cream, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
You can eat milk and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just spent $220 the other day on a coffee maker because my account called me and said I was spending too much money on Starbucks because I gave up Red Bull. And
well, I mean, listen, a $4 latte every day, $120 a month. You pay for your coffee maker in a month and a half.
Well, time out. I didn't say I went once a day. I might have said I went twice to 3 times a day. And I got the largest one. So he's like, "You need it." So we just got
a venti. You were a venti.
Oh, yeah.
You were a venti latte.
So I listen. I went in there. So I knew I could tell you my order like the back of my mind. The woman come up to you and she, "Sir, what would you like to order?" "Yes, so I would like a venti coffee, sugar-free vanilla, 2% milk. I want it to be 10% milk on the top. Don't mix it. Let it settle. And then I want it to give it to me with a cover." "Sir, anything else you'd like with it?" "No, I'm good."
A dusting of cinnamon. if you would, please.
Dusting of cinnamon on top. No, and then what happened was, son of a bitch, if Starbucks doesn't know how to get me, I think they watch me. They're like, "Oh, they're gonna bring these egg cups out now." So they put these egg cups out.
Now, listen, here's what happens, Anthony. There's no lie. If you don't think that Starbucks has license plate recognition, okay, you know they do, right?
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Pulling in, it sees your fucking car rolling in. They're already making your drink, buddy, right? So they know you. They see your They see your order. So,
dude, I'm telling you, I about 3 months ago, I'm like, I can't eat anything. It's all bread. And then I walk in, and the guy's like, "Oh. Hey," and, first of all, I gotta make an accent for this guy. "Hey, Anthony, yo, did you know they're making something for the keto diet now?" What, Joe, what are they making? "Yo, they got this thing where it's like egg and they put bacon in it, and then they got like cheese and stuff, and it's like a cup. You got no bread. You eat it. It's good for you. It's not. Listen, it won't fuck up your diet. Just eat it." And I said, "All right, let me try this, dude." And
who is your Starbucks guy in Virginia? This guy is like, listen, here's the thing. You want to know where they hide the mob people? It's like when the mob guys rat out their bosses and the government plants them in like a suburb of Virginia. They're the ones serving Starbucks to Anthony, apparently. Okay.
I'm telling you. So
listen, dude, 8 months ago, that guy was whacking people. Okay. He was like knocking folks off in the back alley somewhere. Now he's serving you a fucking venti, sugar-free latte with like cinnamon sprinkles on it.
I don't fucking know. Listen, I can't do accents. It's sad because before, like,
can you accents? Holly does the best accents.
Oh, please.
Now we should get her on to do those.
Get her on. Call her right now. Text her and tell her to come up to an accent.
We should. Holly can do the best accents.
Because my problem is this:
what's your favorite accent?
My favorite accent. I got to be careful because if you say the wrong one, it could be racist or inappropriate. I would say, can she do Russian? You texting her?
For sure. She could be a Russian.
You know, oh, wait, no. Oh, she just said she screamed, love her. She just got you. She said no. Oh, Holly. Oh,
Holly! Come back here. Oh. Apparently that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on. This. I like how she slowly opened the door and she screamed no.
Was trust me, that was June that opened that door.
Oh, but I thought it was that would have been great.
I know. Anyway.
Hold on, what's that? I see a blue handkerchief.
Oh, it's June.
Okay. You know, as we wrap up the show, Ivana Hump a lot. Brad wants to hear Ivana Hump a lot. You know, listen. First of all, we have to pick our next date for next month, and I have to get the location. If I get that one.
Yeah, I mean, the date's going to be the easy one. The location for you is going to be difficult. So,
I've had like
let me tell you when it's not going to be.
Okay.
It's not going to be on February 21st, which is the war on drugs in Seattle.
Sure.
It's not going to be February 22nd, which is Eddie Vedder in Seattle.
Okay.
So if it can be
the 25th,
it's going to be the 23rd or the 25th.
Whatever's easier for you.
23rd works for me. It's
okay,
a
let's do
Wednesday.
it. Are you sure you're going to get back home in time?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's it's 4-hour drive.
Okay, so we'll do the 23rd. Now here comes $1 million question for everybody that's listening. Put in the request for songs you want to hear. Now I will say, Riot Act, Binaural, Avocado, Gigaton.
All the album that we haven't really touched on. You're right.
I know. We haven't touched on it. Backspacer, Lightning Bolt, whatever you want to do. Let's pick a song and we're gonna do it. Also, as a topic for next month, I really want to dig into something unique. I want to. Are you a Billy Joel fan by any chance?
I mean, I like 1974 to 1978 Billy Joel. Tell Her About It, not so much. Tell her about it.
How about this? Next month. How about this? Next month is February.
Like The Stranger.
How about this? Next month's February. I'm doing a show. I don't know if you know about the new show, Another Unnecessary List with Brian Meth. We are doing a show where we tackle these things, but we're keeping with the tune of February, love, Valentine's Day. How about we come up with our top 3 love songs, but instead of it being love songs, because that's what me and Brian Meth are doing, we're going to do top 3 songs to make love to.
I mean,
don't say anything. Do not give me any hints. If you're okay with that, should I ask Holly?
I'm totally down with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll jump in. She got her.
And we can't. And I just want to let you know, we can't use any Boys to Men songs.
Any what?
No Boys to Men songs.
Who?
Boys to Men. Do you know who Boys to Men are?
I mean, I've heard of the band.
The band? You don't know who Boys to Men are?
I mean, sing me a song.
I'm not singing you a song. Have you heard my voice? I can barely do an accent. Holly says.
I'm just trying.
Wait, Holly says she likes it. I will only do this of the top 3 songs to make love to if Holly comes in and does a Russian accent. So she has 3 minutes to get into the room. and do a Russian accent, and she could do it. And you know what? I want your three top songs to make love to. Her top 3 songs to make love to. I'll ask my wife, which will be the most uncomfortable thing because we've never made love to music because I think she hates music.
You're like, the lights are off.
Yeah, my wife shuts off the lights, closes the blinds. I don't even. It's just I'm like, oh, something touched me. I thought it was a fucking spider. That's not what's playing in our bedroom. I'll tell you that. Oh shit! I really hope we can get Holly on the next show. Oh, is that her?
Let's do it. You know how it goes.
I love this.
Hello, Anthony. How are you?
Oh my!
What can I do for you? I do it all.
This show has completely.
There you go, Anthony.
This show has completely gone off the fucking rails.
Off the rails. Off the rails.
Oh God. All right. So next month, top 3 songs I make love to. Oh shit. I will ask my wife.
Listen, first of all, if between me, you, and our wives, if there's not an Al Green song in there, I don't want to know any of you, right?
I can guarantee you my wife is not going to pick an Al Green song. I guarantee it to be like NSYNC's Bye 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 or something like that. I don't know.
Can you imagine that's a song you're going to make love to is Bye Bye Bye?
Hey, watch this. Hold on a second. Before we end the show, watch this. I'm going to do this. Let's see if she answers. Hold on. I'm going to call my wife at work. Let's see if she answers.
Oh, she's working?
Shh. Yeah, she's a nurse.
It's 10:37.
She's a nurse. She deals. Yeah, she's amazing. Hold on.
She's
Don't
probably
say.
saving an unvaccinated patient from killed right now.
No. Hold on a second.
Hello.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm at work.
Hey, let me ask you.
What are you doing?
Can I ask you a question? I'm trying to think about something. If there were songs to make love to, what songs do you think would be like the best songs to make love to?
Am I on speakerphone?
No, you're not on speakerphone.
I don't believe you. Why are you asking me this?
Because it's like something I'm thinking about. Like, because I know your opinion would be different than mine.
I don't know. That's something I'd have to think about.
Okay, think about it because I need 3 of those songs by next month.
By next month?
Yes, we're on the show I do with Trey, Let's Talk Vinyl. We're talking about the top 3 songs to make love to, and unfortunately, I said if his wife would to come into the show and speak in Russian, then I would do this topic, and she did come it through and actually speak in Russian. So, unfortunately, I have to get you included into the show, which I know you don't like to do, and you're gonna have to pick the top 3 songs to make love to.
Are you still doing your show?
No.
Why do I feel like other people are hearing this conversation?
Nobody's hearing this
Why are
conversation.
you laughing? See, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Why would you?
Just the way you're talking.
Well, listen, I love you so much. I appreciate everything you do. Go back to work, enjoy everything, and I'll talk to you soon.
See, why are you talking like that?
Nothing. I'm just telling you I love you. That's all.
She knows you're on this goddamn show, Anthony.
Um.
She knows you're on the show.
Anyway, well, listen.
You're talking like you're on the show.
I'll give you a call a little bit later. I love you.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
I am in so much trouble.
You're in so much trouble.
Am I on speakerphone? She's smart cookie. And then also Brad says Angel by Sarah McLachlan. If anybody makes love to Angel by Sarah McLachlan, you are a fucked up person.
Jesus.
Oh,
Gosh
man.
almighty.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
All right. Well, that's going to be easy playlist to put together for you. So.
Yeah, you're in trouble. She's right. Oh, man. There's a lot of people watching right now that think I'm fucked. All right. Well, you know how it is.
Yeah. Well. Hey, by the way, I really wish you had told me you were wearing that shirt because I would have worn my shirt. It would have been fun.
To be honest with you, I had no fucking. I took a shower before this because I'd worked all day, and I just throw a shirt on from the drawer, and I just put the.
I'm wearing my Slater Kenny hoodie.
Yeah, I like that. Did you know? Hey, did you know? Brad actually saw one of the first 10 shows of Kiss. He's a big Kiss fan.
He was at one of the first 10 shows.
Yeah, he's a big Kiss fan. Huge Kiss fan.
Brad was like 4.
Yeah, I know.
the
Big,
first in.
big Kiss fan. He actually paints his face on Halloween and everything. That he asked for pictures.
That's cool. Awesome.
Totally joking. He hates Kiss. Listen, hang tight. We're gonna end the show. Trey Bush, Sleight of Hand Sellers. Check him out online. Buy his wine. Listen, we have 2.19 million listens on the podcast. If you're listening to the show post production, buy his wine, buy his stuff, support him. He's got a 6th-floor huge mansion in Walla Walla, Washington. He needs to support.
My heat bills are outrageous.
Oh God, I could only imagine. He's got a beautiful wife that he needs to support. I can only imagine the lifestyle that he needs to support. Listen. Keep with it. He needs to buy a new lens. He needs to keep doing things to continue the support. Which also check out In My Tree Photography on Instagram to keep up because he is one hell of a photographer. Hell of a photographer. So check it out. And it's amazing. Check out Sleight of Hand Sellers on Instagram. Check out the Touring Fan Live on Instagram, Facebook, and all those things. We're making a big announcement soon about a band we are we're supporting in a fundraiser effort through February. And I think that's it. I don't know. Go to touringfanlive.com. I've been drinking too much, and I'm pretty sure my wife's going to call me in 20 minutes when she realizes the show's over and yell at me. Oh, I'm so...
Not my fault.
No.
I didn't do it.
You don't have to apologize. It is what it is. My wife realized what she married. We've been married together 17 years, married 14 this year. It is what it is. Once again...
Hey, that was a great show.
It was. Once again, if you want a cop to win this Let's Talk Vinyl framed artwork, all you have to do is I don't know. What should they do?
I think they should tag. They should post it Instagram.
Yeah, tag, post, do something.
Listen, if you guys want to, here we go. If you want to win one of the Let's Talk Vinyl posters framed, okay. Send Trey Bush $100.
No. Trey Bush.
Wait.
Trey Bush has a lot of money. Anthony Krizowitz does not have a lot of money. Send Anthony Krizowitz $10 to make sure his lights stay on.
If you can spell Anthony's last name correctly.
No, realistically, if here, let's do this. We're going to post something this week with the image, share to like it, and talk about your favorite David Bowie song. And from that, we'll pick somebody and we'll send this out to you. The actual sale of the posters will be going on sale next week. And the what's called the touringfanlive.com with all the information about the wine we've drinking, the songs we talked about, and all the information about the show will be coming up in the next 30 days on the website. So check that out. Trey Bush, Anthony Krizowitz, the Touring Fan Live, Let's Talk Vinyl. Next month, we're going to be talking on the 23rd. Wait, hold on a second. Actually, now that I think about this, let me make sure of something because I think I'm actually having another show that day. Hold on. Because I might listen. I might be tipsy, but I'm. Hold on a second. I got to go to somebody.
Listen. We changed the date of this show last minute too, so it'll be fine.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
This is a loosey goosey run show, folks.
I never said I was professional. Never once did I say professional. And here's the thing: as loosey goosey as this shit is, we have podcast numbers that are absolutely out of this fucking world. It would blow your mind. All right, we have no idea. I will post the shit online. You come watch. We'll go from there. And you will know the top 3 sex songs next month. And Holly is going to be a guest on the show. And if you don't know who Holly Bush is, you're missing out in this world. She is a fabulous soul, an absolute stunner. She does burlesque. She's amazing. And as I said the other day, her and Trey age like fine wine. Check them out online. Check out Trey, check out me, whatever we got to do. Don't check out me. I don't know. Until next time, I'm Anthony. That's Trey. Thank you so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Vinyl. And now for all of the legal mumbo jumbo so I don't get sued.